Okay, hi everyone. Today we're gonna do Beyond the Coastline. Like I said, I kind of need to, I guess, finish everything before April, hopefully. There's a patch of auto taxes and I have to cram everything though. So yeah. Now let's start. Beyond the coastline, on wings of melody, she takes flight, embarking to lands beyond the ocean side. Oh, there's no MP? There's no MP? There used to be. It used to be, right? No. I guess not. Why is my... Well, I think I can hear, I can pick up. Never mind. VIP barrel seat.
Ladies and gentlemen!
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to make your choice.
The clock's ticking!
There is but half an hour left until tonight's performance. Hurry up and select your favorite pieces. Admiring the scenery. Admiring the scenery, eh, signore? You can leave your song request form with me if you're ready.
It's all thanks to you.
I almost miss it. The performances these past 2 days have been truly sublime. Honestly, I've never experienced concerts of this caliber anywhere else. Here's my form. Oh, there's a kid form. Home. There's only a single word here. Are you sure about this, signore? The cruise is about to end. I must seize this opportunity. This brilliant music sister, one can only witness her talent abroad. One can only witness her talent abroad the free breeze. Is it really as they say that there is new music Barcarola cannot play? If so, what I wrote there should not be a demanding request, merely broad in scope. Of course, signore, it is simply my job to confirm these things. The ticket seller places the form atop a stack of papers with a diligent smile. On every voyage, we encounter 5 or 6 curious passengers like yourself, signore. But perhaps you should have written a few more. Little more. Then it posed a real challenge for her, see? Well, I'm not trying to make things difficult here. Aren't you curious to see which piece Signorina Barcarola will choose?
I'll listen closely.
What kind of melody she believes will fit my hometown? Then we must hurry, signore. Let's find you a seat up front. Yes, I was a few minutes late yesterday and almost couldn't get in. I really hope she'll come ashore to perform in a concert hall someday. Tickets for the free breeze are getting harder to come by.
Hey!
Not much longer. I've been waiting all day. Will she begin with Morning Mood or Symphony Fantastic? Or perhaps Bolero? The weather tonight is just perfect for it. Or perhaps our musical genius will delight us with a little improvisation. It seems our audience remains as passionate as ever. But it is as I said, I can only imagine how popular Signorina Barcarola will be. Signorina Barcarola would be if she performed on land. You will have to keep wondering. She prefers life on this ship. Perhaps she just enjoys the opportunity to travel. It might be more... Oh. Okay, I think 10 should be here. It might be that more would come to see her on land, but she is not one to be so tied down. Good evening, Signori. Please take a seat right here. If you come to plot our beloved star, I'd be happy to sort out 2 special seats for you. Come on, you really think a well-dressed fellow like him would want to sit on an old barrel with us? We're only sitting here so we can stay close by to keep an eye on things, just in case. The dignified gentleman joins them on the barrel, turning his eyes toward the stage with intense focus.
The honor is mine.
It seems you're in for a truly noble experience tonight. I intend to fully enjoy it before my time on the cruise ends. I made sure I was first in line for the song requests hours ahead of the concert, and now here I am, the closest spot in the house. But for Signorina Barcarola, it is worth every effort. I can see it. That's her crackling box. How do you spot a musician in the crowd? Where Barcarola is concerned, the first thing that catches anyone's eyes is her remarkable instrument.
Welcome!
Ladies and gentlemen, guests of the Free Breeze, Benvenuti. I welcome you aboard and thank you for joining us on our journey. As the ship's musical conductor, I will be performing tonight's concert for you. An unusual instrument flashes from the cabin door. Riding atop a sea of applause and cheers, the petite girl takes the steps up to the stage with an air of musical grace. As always, I've received all of your song requests. Tonight's performance will follow the sequence of your requests. However, I regret that I must once again affirm my rule that I will not be playing any piece twice during the entirety of this voyage. As our musical director, I must ensure that each one of you is able to embrace the true diversity of music and sound. I wonder what she will do. Does she have a tune already in mind? Or maybe she'll improvise something new? Shh. Quiet. The man gestures for the crew to be quiet, straightening up as if a king seated on his barrel throne. The whole stack of request forms is displayed before Barcarola before she retracts them close to her. Good heavens, I've never been this nervous. She picks out the first form, reading the handwriting with a careful and considered scan. Then she folds it. I'm ready. This is sure to be a phenomenal experience. She holds the paper and then proceeds to leave it back to the stack before lifting up the next form. What? Perhaps you requested a piece that has already been performed.
Impossible.
No, impossible. All I wrote was a word, a place. I had hoped that Signorina Barcarola would grace me with a melody that might remind me of it again. The king is so shocked. He nearly falls from his barrel throne. But the performance does not pause for him. The music and words continue to flow.
Okay.
Tonight's opening piece shall be Bolero. Although we're lacking the space to give this piece a proper dance, I encourage everyone to join in and take a few steps. I don't believe my ears. How could a great musician such as her be bested by so trivial a request? I must ask her. I need to know why she skipped my request.
Easy there.
Signore. The crew members instinctively reach out in perfect sync, one to the left and one to the right, grasping at the guest as he rises from his seat. Signorina Barcarola didn't throw away the request, she merely tucked it away. You've already seen several performances, you must realize that this doesn't mean that she won't play it.
Congratulations!
Congratulations, Signore. I believe this Mimi and you are in for a special delight. Anytime a Barcarola breaks from the norm, it can only be a sign of some particular stroke of a genius. The reassuring words have a silver tongue and sheen to them, coaxing the man's frustrations away.
Fine.
Yeah. But before the man can retake his throne, he turns to see a child has usurped him. The dethroned king leans against the wall, sulking, and his two courtiers follow closely in his wake. We've been working alongside Signorina Barcarola for a while now. We're very familiar with her methods. Please, Signore, wait a little patience. I assure you that you will have your. Please, Signore, wait a little patience, and I assure you, you will have your satisfaction. In her 2 years performing for the Free Breeze, we've never received a single complaint or negative review. But footsteps approach and a voice joins the conversation at just the right moment. Has she really been aboard the ship for that long now? It doesn't seem so long ago, does it? When she first came aboard, she had only wanted to observe and help out with the maintenance while we were at port. Whenever we returned, and we returned frequently, she was always there waiting for us until she joined us officially. Oh, that's interesting to know. Everyone here has chipped in at some point to help us scrape together some musical gear, cassette tapes, or various little gadgets. The rising sound of music begins to overtake their conversation in the corner of the hall. The ticket seller acknowledges the new participant in their conversation. Oh, you received a gift from her too, didn't you? I imagine that cassette is still tucked under your pillow. Oh yes, a record of a treasured memory. Please, if I might ask, why did she decide to join the Free Breeze? I mean no disrespect, only that with her rare talent, it almost seems a waste that she be confined. It seems almost a waste that she be confined to just a single ship. Perhaps the only reason is that we were the first to invite her. It is interesting to know, to be honest. I really like this. I really like this because it's like musical tones. 8. Ooh. Yeah, sorry about that because I think it's what's it called? On Thursday, right? I stream for a long time. The next day, I was so tired. I was like, okay, me and my friend was just gonna, okay, we're just gonna pull together, and then yeah, we just crash out. It's so tiring to be honest. Promised destinations. Do you really mean that you won't join the Free Breeze Barrack? Do you really mean that you won't join the Free Breeze Band, Signorina? If you were to join, I know the captain would be over the moon. When we played him the song we recorded last time, he borrowed the tape on the spot and still hasn't given it back. So that's the captain. Oh yes, please, Barcarola, aren't you always talking about how much fun it would be to travel the world on a big ship? I'll tell you right now, I'd much rather have you join us than some random musician off the street. More and more fervent invitations leap up to overwhelm the young girl sitting on the ground. I'm thinking, oh, she looks so young. Something's still missing. Oh, it's here.
A strictus.
The subtle friction of the device's components forms a harmonious melody. As if accomplishing some momentous feat, the little girl rises with a beaming smile and announces loudly,
It's fixed.
The reeds inside the melodica were a bit loose, but I glued them up nice and securely. Here we go. I think that I overcomplicated things at the start. I hope you didn't mind the wait, Kusa. Oh, that's 10 minutes matter. We're not setting sail until tomorrow anyway. This is downtime for us and we can spend it however we want. But you did fix up the melodica up properly, no? Certo, I'd say it's set for 100 years now. You look so smart. Maybe you can pass it down to your children as a family heirloom. Family heirloom. Nothing else needs repairing, does it? No, nothing at all. We thought about going around breaking everything on the ship just to keep you around. But if the captain caught us, he'd have us swimming with the fishes. Don't exaggerate. The captain is a kind man, but Carola, don't listen to this nonsense.
Will you accept our invitation?
I really do hope that you'll join us. I know, we could count the fish tails splashing out of the ocean together, listen to new songs in different ports, and earn the applause of passengers from everywhere in the world. Not to mention sampling the specialties of each and every taverna along the way. We'll bust on the streets when the ship's dock to earn a little cash. You can come along to help you find new instruments. No more waiting around for us to come back. But the Free Breeze sails so far away. I worry for my parents. How would they feel if I was so far away where not even a postcard or phone call could reach me? Don't be sad. I mean, yeah, it's true. She's very young. Silence. Time after time, their invitations fell away to silence. But maybe things will change. I haven't even finished my final exam. When I get first place, I'll be sure to let all of you know. You remember to tell me first? Of course, you have the word of Cremona's #1 up-and-coming music star.
I swear.
After I pass the exam, I'll quickly gather my things, dash out to the port, and hop on to the free breeze. It's like, click. More like boom. When you finally do come aboard, the weight of your luggage might just sink us all. Oh, no special treatment for aspiring virtuosos? If you're worried my collection isn't compact enough, I'm close to solving that problem too. Whether it's the violin, saxophone, piano, melodica, anything other than instruments can do. And anything other instruments can do, my new invention will do it better. My crackling box is going to shake the world of music to its root. First things first, I believe you have a little something I requested. Now hand it over. She extends an open, expectant hand to her friends, her eyes gleaming. I chose the one with the most beautiful tone just for you. A clarinet. A maestro of the ensemble, extremely popular. Wide application with adaptable tone changes. Grazie, Millie. The timing is perfect. I will incorporate it to my crackling box. She grabs the clarinet and with her other hand offers a cassette tape. All my best pieces I've come up with recently are all on here. From my practice sessions and a few melodies I composed myself. Oh, and the sounds of footsteps on cobblestone street, of spluttering their wings and the waves on the river on a windy day, the sound of wood being polished in the bottega. This is the essence of Cremona. I even climbed the bell tower to record the breeze sweeping by from above. I'm almost done with mine. One thing I can tell you in advance, I recorded an especially unique performance on the streets of Sydney. Vinyl records are slowly being phased out, and CDs are only now gaining popularity. This is the heyday for cassette tape. They can carry many things: a speech, pre-recorded music programs, sounds from around the world. I even faithfully record the heartbeat of a city, becoming gift for cherished friends. Next time? No. The time after that, which place would you like to hear next? Melbourne first, Brisbane, Fremantle. I can contrast their sounds and try to add their unique characteristics into my song. Frank accepts the gift, placing it into her pocket. Alright, next time I'll bring you two to the tape. I'll bring you to the tapes. Sydney and Brisbane. Sydney and Brisbane. Deal. You must make it back in time. As for that exam, what was it again? Making a violin by hand, then performing on the spot. Wouldn't that be a walk up in the park for you? It's not as easy for me as you think, even though I've been putting most of my time into preparing for it. I plan to perform my own music. You mean like the practice pieces on your tape? It should be even more beautiful than them. I've been layering sounds from different instruments and places all around Cremona, arranging them meticulously into a complete composition. Violin and clarinet, French horn and timpani, saxophone, harp, even oud, tin whistle, and flute. The crackling box will be able to emulate the timbre of each and every instrument in the world. A bold and steadfast vow. There are pieces suitable for recording and others for live. There are pieces suitable for recording and others for live performance, just as the music played in the piazza is quite different from what one plays in the church. Some sounds are more beautiful when heard in specific environments, and some are hard to reproduce even with the finest instruments. I love piano organs. Like the one in the church, it sounds so majestic. I love it. I don't know. I really like those what's it called? I guess church choir. Yes. It sounds very harmonious, I guess. My dreams are larger than just playing the violin. The words come out rehearsed, and they have been many times. Still, they are not ready to be heard by the audience that matters. On the grass by the river though, but through which just flow out more easily. Then you absolutely, positively have to join us on the free breeze. With this invention of yours, you'll be an entire one-woman orchestra. Tickets will sell like gelato on a hot day. Gelato on a hot day. Forget about being in the band. We might just make you captain. And my first order of business as Capitano shall be to turn the ship into a maritime concert hall. And we'll return only 3 times per year. Make that twice. But before that, I need to pass my exam. Until next time, I have to rush home before rehearsal ends so that I can lie in my room pretending to have a stomachache. As you wish, Capitano.
You'll do great.
Barcarola. The young musician runs off, but doesn't forget to wave a heartfelt goodbye to her friends. That's kind of cute. That's really cute. Made it. Looks like no one's back yet. Perfect. My new recording's theme will be A Day in Cremona. After all, they're always saying they appreciate a little soothing music from home to help them sleep while at sea. The tune she plays is a familiar lullaby. According to her mother, everyone in the family has hummed its gentle melody to her at some point. Barcarola's day used to begin with it. He sets the instrument, now both the violin and clarinet together, in her hands and sits at the window, looking out down the river to the sea that lies far beyond the horizon. She breathes deeply, allowing the air to flow evenly and smoothly from her chest.
Sul mare luccica l'astro d'argento,
On the sea glitters a silver star.
placide l'onda, prospero il vento.
Under the waves, favorable the winds. One more time.
Sul mare luccica l'astro d'argento.
I don't think I can sing it because it's like, on the sea glitters the silver star. One more time. Forget it. Repeated failure leads to success. It's too easy a trap to fall into. Somehow it never sounds as good as when I was little. Perhaps the timbre has changed, just as violins made from wood with different grains sound different. Or maybe it's because her environment has changed. Where did I used to sing this song? She slides her hand out fluidly from the wooden cabinet's edge to rest against her forehead. The corners of the furniture bear splashes of paint mark. Back then she had to raise her left hand high and stretch out the brush to reach it. Now she has to squat down to see her graffiti clearly. Varnishing violins is an art. How could a child possibly understand it? And naming things. In the future, when they introduce me, they'll have to say, "This is the great musician Barcarola and her treasured instrument, the crackling box." Today is the same as countless other afternoons in the past. Other lonely afternoons spent with her crackling box. A monotonous rondo.
Thank you all.
Thank you all for taking the time to visit us. The violins used in this demonstration are merely samples. Next month, we will hold. The violins used in this demonstration are merely samples. Next month, we will hold a formal concert with them. If you have any questions or suggestions, please feel free to share. A violin that fits its player's habits is the best violin. Merchants, musicians, collectors, and a few curious researchers. This house never lacks for enthusiastic This house never lacks for enthusiastic visitors. Oh, and Federico is really very busy. The bottega always keeps him tied up. If you want to order a violin, you'll need to discuss it with him. We have several excellent apprentices, but if you insist on having him make it personally, I'm afraid you'll have to wait some time. I don't know when exactly. He's been eating and sleeping at the bottega these past few weeks. He's only been back once, and even then just to grab something. The hostess smoothly handles the flurry of questions. In the corner of the room, a small figure holds her breath, waiting for her moment. I'm about to nod off before the performance even begins. My parents never took my crackling box seriously. They always say my friends are only humoring me when they say they like it. This time, we'll see how complete strangers react, and I'll know for sure. Hauled up in the cabinet, the girl holds her instrument tightly, careful not to let it get knocked around.
Yes.
In the Marti-style, violino delivers a mellower and more classical and pure sound, like the sound of spring water. But if you prefer a brighter sound, the next performance should satisfy you. Stradivari violins have never failed their reputation in this regard. Several apprentices have already positioned violins on their shoulders. As soon as the hostess finishes speaking, a harmonious melody follows. Bravo, bravo! In the music hall, I'm certain the sound quality will come through even more clearly. The inclined neck is a stunning work of craftsmanship. I happen to have an order from an orchestra here. I know it'll be a wait, but for this quality, even a year will be worth it. Taking advantage of a quiet conversation, new notes quietly diffuse into the air. No! Before we begin, let's run a quick calibration. Oh, When you hear the thing of the triangle's instrument, tap on the circle. Try this several times to get a feel of your reaction time and your device's input delay. My device input delay. Okay. When you hear the ting sound just as the edge of the stripping circle aligns with the stationary circle, the calibration is properly set. Once you start playing, circles will appear to the beat of the music. Oh my god, is it easier if I play it on the phone? Tablet, to the rescue! A stationary circle, and just as the edge of a shrinking circle overlaps it for maximum points. Be sure to earn the required points before the music ends. For more details on how to play, tap here. Ready? Time to groove to the beat. No, I'm not ready, to be honest. Okay. Bro. Okay. The tablet is like... slanted a bit. At least they don't make me do it in like 2 fingers, you know? If I have to do it in like rhythm games, I'm never gonna make it. I know people can play Osu with a tablet, but this is not Osu, okay? I'm not trained for Osu. No, we're perfect. I don't even hear the thing. Oh, I love this song. Oh, how novel. Besides violins, we will indeed need other timbres as a complement.
Of course.
Of course, Amici. Young children need such diversions to cultivate their musical sense. Who hasn't been there? The music ends, followed by sustained enthusiastic applause. The hostess also offers a new. The hostess also over. I'm not in good condition because I was reading past the like 2 days ago. The hostess also offers a few begrudged words of praise. It appears this little surprise was arranged specifically for us all. Now I really have to grit my teeth and order a few more violins. If possible, perhaps you would introduce us to your... If possible, perhaps you would introduce us to our elusive performer. My apologies, probably this particular performer might be quite overwhelming, or Giovanni has a touch of stage fright. But I believe you'll meet at next month's concert, Signore. Giovanni. I'll be sure to arrive on time then, Signora. A small audience's discussion eventually fades into the distance. A hand raised in the dark gently falls on the crackling box. I knew it. They adore you. But this isn't some practice toy for bambinos. Perhaps because it was too sudden and unexpected. I'll need to prepare more. Just rapid footsteps draw near.
Come out now, Barcarola.
They're in trouble. Like a thief in the midnight. Have all the good manners we thought you'd gone out of the window. Skipping practice, wasting time down at the river, and let's not mention that bow you made at the bottega. Thoroughly unacceptable. What good do all your gifts and intelligence do if they are so poorly utilized? Aren't there enough mad geniuses in the family already? That bow was custom built. I made it for my instrument.
Come out now.
No, not now. No more excuses.
Wait, Mama!
Astrices. At this critical moment, her astrices thoughtlessly forsakes her. Another minor blunder in her countless failed attempts. Her mother's hand grasps her wrist, pulling her and the crackling box out together. Alright, me dispiace, Mama. But they love my performance. I heard their applause. They really praise it. It wasn't just to humor me. Didn't you hear them? I just want to only play the violin. An inconvenient confession. Let me see your instrument.
Have you forgotten that too?
Why the hesitation? Always trust your own craftsmanship. Have you forgotten that too? can't forget, this is definitely not a violin. It's her, I guess, custom. Yeah. This instrument is visibly different from every other violin, viola and cello in their workshop. In fact, it's barely recognizable as a violin at all. How are we supposed to play that? Its proportions are out of place and oddly shaped. The violin's neck is itself formed. The violin's neck is itself formed from what appears to be a clarinet. Your father and I selected the best spruce and maple for your violin. It's not easy to find wood with such tight and even grooved strings. I know nothing of violin, so I don't know. It is kind of sad when, like, you know, instruments get made into something like this. I prepared the best varnish I've ever mixed for this. We wanted to give you the most special gift we could, one that fits you the best. An instrument you would love most of all.
Do you like it?
Yes.
Mama, it has a name. It's my beloved crackling box. Despite these embellishments, you've done well for someone your age. Take it. Oh, she's very supportive. Her mother's actions surprised her. The explanations she had prepared all slipped away. Ultimately, she can only inquire softly. You're not angry, Mama? Then you finally embraced my idea. I'm so happy.
I'm not mad at you.
For Carola. Her mother's words are gentle but cold. I'm just disappointed. I once believed you were talented enough to take over the family bottega or become a great musician in your own right. But who would ever take this crackling box of yours seriously? Who would buy such an instrument? And who in the world would ever wish to listen to it? Oh. This is a parent's worry. For all that talent, do you really think that the people of Cremona will ever recognize you with this? That you can pass your exam with it? Without the Stradivari name behind you, would anyone applaud? Even in her mother's dulcet. Even in her mother's dulcet. I don't know how to say this. Even in her mother's dulcet, calm voice, the questions sink deep, and the smile disappears from our Carola's face.
No.
I don't perform for the applause.
All you care about is the violin.
Is there really nothing else? No room for anything more? The violin bottega. Why is there so many difficult words? The violin bottega aren't doing as well as they used to, Mama. We have fewer and fewer workshops every year. Haven't you noticed? Why can't we make changes that go beyond adjusting shape, wood, and varnish formulas? Must we continue like this until we're completely left behind with the rest of the world? She fires back with a barrage of questions, stepping back from her mother with each one until she has almost left the room. This marks the second failure of the day. To be a child and understand the parents. My perfect is like not perfect, but it's fine. There's no like achievement that you have to complete that, right? Like, as in you have to perfect everything, right? This not that kind of achievement, right? Passion and hesitation. The city is dotted with many churches, and their unattended pews at times serve as sanctuaries for those seeking a place of solitude. amid the bustling streets of Cremona, there is one such pew in one such church, a small quiet spot that belongs to Barcarola alone. I've already recorded the reverberations inside the church. Ah, if only there were an organ here. The percussion might be unclear though. Perhaps playing legato would be best. That's enough for today. I must find some time to visit the cathedral. With the differences in architecture and space, it's sure to have a unique acoustic quality. The girl puts away the cassette tape and leans on the pew to observe her surroundings. The stained glass reflects the sunlight in a dazzling array. When she was younger, she would run around catching those rays. This empty church has kept many of her secrets. Its saints, the first audience to her This empty church has kept many of her secrets. It taints the first audience to her compositions. It never opposed her vows and wishes, no matter how absurd they might sound. It gave her no confusion or doubt. It never responded at all. I shouldn't have told Mama the world would leave her behind, should I? She and Papa have to make violins, manage the bottega. They basically have to let the teachers take care of me most days. They certainly don't have time to travel.
Did I mess up again?
There are always exhibitions taking place at home, one after the other. Anxious to prove herself, the child doesn't overlook this fact. She still lets the crackling box perform its melodies in them. She still earns the crowd's applause, and she is still prepared to be reprimanded by her parents. But things are different now. You're right. We have indeed made some improvements to the traditional violin body. Such contours allow them to perform better in large concert halls.
Yes.
We test them many times to come as close to perfection as possible. The next exhibition is looking forward to your attendance. After seeing off the guests, the hostess turns back to the room. This time, without anyone pulling her out of the wardrobe, the girl stands steadily on her own 2 feet.
Stelina.
What's wrong, Stelina? Is there a problem with your classes? No, Miss Robertista said I've made great progress with my vibrato technique.
Mama.
I have something to ask you. Her mother's calm demeanor leaves her at a loss, forcing her to stammer through an explanation. Miss Robertista said that music transcends race and status. It is another language that allows people to explore unknown worlds. Wherever you are and wherever you go, it will always stir the depths of your soul.
As performers, we must fully comprehend the role we play. It is our duty to channel the emotions of music to the world.
I think the violin is great, but it can't express all my thoughts. And in its current state, neither can my crackling box. Violins can mimic humans' voices, but I want to find instruments that can imitate flowing water or the sound of fruit falling from trees. I want to make the crackling box able to convey every sound in the world. Do you think I'll succeed, Mama? Did you manage to persuade your mother?
Wonderful.
Barcarola, we're just about to set off. It's like you're about to set off on a pirate adventure or something. And you'll meet a pirate on the ship. Anyway, this is for you. I know you wanted to listen to it, but I feel that the singing parts alone won't be enough to help you sleep. I did a bit of research on the arrangement of lullabies. And I seized the opportunity to test the crackling box. Nothing major though. This one is called Day in Cremona. I went to the church yesterday specifically to record some quieter sounds. As the girl introduces her new achievements, she finds herself unconsciously adopting a familiar tone. It's like a certain luthier proudly displaying the beautiful violins in her family workshop. I knew you'd have a surprise up your sleeve. And this is for you, 2 cassettes, just like you asked for. I even met a guy from France with a Breton drum. It's got a really cool sound. I recorded a segment for you right at the end of the tape. Their gift swap comes to an end and the girls move on to discuss their lives. So how's the free breeze been lately? You came back so quickly. Was there some bad weather? No trouble this time, right? Apparently the captain had some personal matters to deal with. He didn't really explain it to us. But we do have some big news. Notice how Brian didn't come back with us this time? He disembarked at a different port. We'll pick him up on the return trip.
Every family has its skeletons.
Do you ever get homesick? I mean, even if you're used to life on ship, even if you are used to life on the ship, do you ever wish you could stay on land for a little longer? Right now, I just feel like Cremona is stuck in a big violin case, trapping all the other sounds inside. Once you leave home, the novelty wears off quick, and you'll eventually start to miss that solid, grounded feeling of standing on terra firma. The captain told us he's planning on running the ship for another 5 or 6 years and handing it over to someone else. You know, make enough money, find a place he likes, and settle down, so he doesn't have to keep running around when he's older. But what about you, Barcarola? We know your dreams are bigger than this town. At the sound of her friend's concern, Barcarola falls silent for a moment. If she leaves Cremona, will everything change? And if she were to leave the violin behind, will she find the freedom to express herself? There are countless cities and instruments in the world. Cremona is just one small place in Italy, and Italy is just a small slice of the world. She knows this land, she knows the bricks and mortar of it, the seasons as they change, and how it is sung about in folk songs.
I see.
I see what you're thinking and I understand. But you will not forget about your exam date. Remember your priorities. Children go through all kinds of hobbies and odd ideas. Ever since you were little, you have had such an imaginative mind. Your asterisks has always been unpredictable. Maybe because you think too much. Imagination should be a good fit for the asterisks, though. This arcane skill only works if you can picture in your mind what the material should look like once they're joined.
You're as fickle as the weather.
Maybe you'll give up on this idea too.
No,
We already talked about this.
I'm leaving Cremona.
Once I pass my exam, I'm boarding the free breeze and leaving this place. When that time comes, I'll sing a song that I could never record for you. I mean, we didn't see this friend on the ship, so I kind of wonder what happened to her. The indivisible. modest venue is packed with people all around, leaving only the central area free for the performance. Among them, the young girl draws the most attention.
Relax.
After today, I'll pack up my things and start counting the days until the ship comes back. Fingering, sheet music, posture, nothing can go wrong. My instrument, lesson problema, my crackling box is in better shape than ever. The eyes of the crowd make her instrument feel somewhat heavier, but she's grown used to being watched. She straightens her back and steadies the instrument on her shoulder. My parents and Maestro Batista, I just know they're going to be amazed by my new piece. This song carries the scent of the sea breeze, just like a journey across the ocean to the faraway ports of Australia. If we cannot travel, then at least I can bring the sounds from these distant places here. Next we have Signora Barcarola, our youngest little musician, the pride of the Stradivari. I won't repeat the accomplishments she's made on her path to mastering the violin here. Remember, her playing once even made the fish in the river Po leap to the shore.
Mamma mia!
It was just a misunderstanding and something of an exaggeration. It was about to rain that day and let's see if Signora Barcarola can take the top spot this year. Please come forward and show us your violin. Let us admire its elegant neck, its gleaming surface, the pinnacle of craftsmanship from the legendary... Is that really what you're playing with?
Yes. This is my instrument.
I hope she's not heartbroken though. This time, she doesn't hesitate, naturally holding her crackling box in her hands and raising it so that everyone, even the farthest corners, can see it. The crowd falls into an odd silence. The wood chosen by my parents is the best there is. Its sound is rich and balanced. The varnish, the strings, the edges, the curvature of the body, this took quite some time to perfect. Most children taking the exam will follow their family's example and remake a violin from scratch. The other option is nearly impossible, but making small improvements to an existing instrument can be even more difficult than crafting a new instrument from nothing. No matter the standard, it's already perfect now.
The best instrument is the one that truly suits the performer.
Yes! I agree. That's why calves have their own knives. I didn't want to make just another beautiful copy, and I love my violin. It has always been with me. But I've made a few modifications to make it more suited to my style. It's not yet finished, and I'll continue trying to combine new instruments with it until it is. Trying to combine new instruments with it until it is. For now though, I intend to perform a brand new piece for you. Amid the stunned silence, she raises a bow. No! Okay, I'm gonna rest my voice because I was dying on Friday. I was literally dying on Friday. So, yeah. Reading too much of that. Okay, take a break. While we listen to this song. Oh my god, I feel so bad because I missed a couple. Oh, refreshing. I've never heard music like this. I've certainly never seen a violin like that. Our mischievous little Ragazza has brought her precious toy to the stage. Quite adorable, don't you think? Signor Cristiano, I'm certain you wouldn't have had the courage to do something like this at her age. When she grows up, she'll surely be an even better violinist than I am. After a moment, new sounds fill the room. Applause breaks out, polite and measured. From that courteous smile, you can already read the results of her exam. Failed. Because I missed a couple of beats. Juvenile, impractical, unsuitable. They'll never take my crackling box seriously. All they can think of is their traditions that no one would ever want to buy an instrument like this. Is that all we can strive for? Is that all we can strive for as artisans? To sell as many of our instruments as we can? I don't belong here, not in this city of violins, not when there's no room for anything else. The young girl curls up on her familiar pew, fiddling with her exam results, her mind somewhere else. After folding it several times, it becomes a neat little paper plane. Ah, we saw this on the main. We saw this plane on the main story. The rustling sounds are actually quite interesting, but how can a piece of paper summarize my entire life so completely?
I'm leaving Cremona.
And you're going to stay here in some corner, forgotten. 3, 2, 1, yep. Paper airplane glides smoothly out of the church doors, disappearing from Barcarola's sight. Along with it, the unsatisfactory results and her hesitation vanish. She stands up, the light from the stained glass blurring her vision for a moment, but she quickly steadies herself. Maybe I'll come back, maybe I won't. But first, I must spend some time away. Maybe the next time we come back to port, I'll visit. Little did you know. Little did you know, this is reports 1999. And it'll still be the city of violins, and the Stradivari will still be the greatest of their violin makers.
Will they miss me?
What will they say about me, the girl who doesn't quite belong? Her hand traces the old pew, feeling the deep bruise in the wood. No one will be there to cast incantations for your small repairs. No one will wish to record your voice and turn it into a song. Will you still be here? Will someone come and clean your pews and wipe your stained glass? It's time to say a proper goodbye. The church remains silent, save for the clacking of footsteps walking toward the door. Ah.
Really?
You made it? You've really decided to join the free breeze?
Oh, gosh.
This is... I know it's abrupt, and maybe you didn't think I was being serious before. But if the ship's still short of musicians, I'd like to join. That's amazing. I bet the others would join. Looks like I can buy lunch for the next few stops. I'll pay for you too. No need to be shy. Call it a celebration of our newest music. Call it a celebration of our newest music sister. Let's not forget, I'm only saying I've decided I want to join you. I haven't even spoken to the captain yet. What if I fail the audition?
Something on your mind?
Barcarola, is something getting you down? Was it your exam? Her friend could tell her mood was off from the moment the conversation began. It's just like you said, it doesn't prove anything. It's just a way for a violin maker to gain a bit of recognition. That recognition is what keeps them going until they can run their own bottega. But Never your plan, was it? You don't need that kind of recognition. My parents and my teachers think I need it. They think I'm wasting my talent and that I'm not taking my gifts seriously enough. Oh, this is the normal one. It's the normal violin. She moves her hand away from the violin's neck. The once odd and impractical shape has been smoothed into an elegant and beautiful violin. You took it apart? What are you thinking, Barcarola? You spent ages figuring out how to make your crackling box.
I tried.
I tried to do it before, but I couldn't bring myself to disassemble it. Now I understand that separating things stuck together with asbestos is much harder than keeping them intact. This is actually an older violin, one I tried to make into a crackling box a long time ago. I was still set on inheriting the Bottega at the time. I thought I was destined to become the next great violin maker in the Stradivari family, the next Antonio. If I leave it with my parents, they might accept my decision, and maybe they won't be too mad. I've proven I can do it. I just know now that I don't want to be what they wanted me to be. I'll explain everything to them tomorrow. But for now, I guess I just hope you'll cheer on my performance.
Let's go.
I have the perfect song to impress the captain. Okay, let's hope that's the only rhythm game that I have to do. Missed one. It's fine. At least I cleared it. Record a track in the crackling box. Ooh. Into the vast world. I see you've already made up your mind. Have you thought about what you're doing? What if something happens? We won't be there to help you. What if you get sick or hurt? We'll be so far away.
Mama.
I'll be very careful. Alright, and when the ship returns, I'll come back to Cremona again. I'll visit you. At least she got to say goodbye, you know? Eric didn't even get that. We won't be apart for too long, maybe 3 or 5 months at a time, and time will fly by. Hardly enough time to even build a violin. 3 or 5 months, that's time I won't know how you are and what you're doing, Piglamia. I was still expecting you to back down, just like those other times before. First, you said you wanted to take over the Bottega, then you decided to become a musician, and now you're leaving Cremona to join a cruise band. You wanted to use your artists to build tiny houses, and then, the next day, you tore them apart and made them into windmills. When it came to your first family performance, you kept changing the song right up until the very moment you went on stage.
You're as fickle as the weather.
What if you get tired of the ship? What will you do then? You won't be able to just walk away. The free breeze changes its route all the time, and there are always new passengers coming aboard. I'll see so many new things, and everyone will want to hear my new music. I won't quit that easily. Okay, so that's why she never played the same song twice. It's not like Cremona where everything always stays the same, and where everyone's always telling me what I should do. There's no more need for rehearsing her words. She simply speaks her mind without hesitation. And she has decided on her farewell gift. The first violin she made. This is for you and Papa. This is for you and for Papa. I once tried to make a violin just as good as the crackling box, but I changed my mind along the way. But then I thought I'd finish it one day and make it just as good, maybe even better. It wasn't long after I started taking performance lessons. I was fascinated by the sheer number of sounds, and I began to think about how to blend them into my music.
That's what I really want to do.
Not what I thought I should do. Even if my expresses kept failing, even if no one took my crackling box seriously, I finished it because I wanted to prove to you that I did genuinely work hard through all those lessons. Oh. Bro, and she's a kid. Each time I performed with my crackling box in Cremona, people just saw me as a child playing with a toy. No matter whether it was the instrument or the performance, the people here never really accepted me. They were always just waiting for me to grow up, to stop being childish, to get serious, and to return to the world of violence. Their world.
This isn't what I want.
I used to want to become a luthier, but now I know what I want to do. I want to play music for the people on that ship. Performers must fully comprehend the role they play. It is their duty to channel the emotions of music to the world. The ship Barcarola speaks of is a place where she aims to play her role and fulfill her duty. It joins are a little rough and the varnish is uneven, and the neck is slightly straighter than the one we made for you. It won't sound as bright as your crackling box. You still have a long way to go before you can call yourself a luthier. But then, becoming a musicista should just about suit you for now. Her mother sighs, but the underlying encouragement in her words is evident.
Go then.
Oh man. At least some family name will open doors for you in any orchestra. Or just tell them you're from Komono and show them your instrument. They'll know. I won't worry too much about how you'll make a living. But just tell us if you run into any problems. Va bene? Oh man. Yeah, this is hard. Cause at least she's supportive enough, you know. They only want the best.
No, Mama.
I won't travel as just another performer on Cremona or even a Stradivari luthier.
Just Barcarola.
Don't worry, with or without the family name, I'll find a way. But I don't want to go as some famed musician traveling the world. I want to be just an ordinary girl leaving home for the first time. When does your ship leave? In 3 days. The captain says we'll be heading to some new ports and we'll pass Cremona again in a year or so. I have to go now to the bottega. Papa has been so busy lately, it's better that I go see him. A year really does go by in the blink of an eye. Remember the joke that she looks similar to Lopera, but they are so different. Parting is never easy, but when a new life is so close at hand, all it takes is a step forward. The sadness will fade, overtaken by excitement for what's to come. With the sound of her mother's voice will always tug at her. With the sound of her mother's voice will always tug her heart back.
Stelina.
Just a little longer. There are still a few things I need to say. And it's cute that her mother is like my star or something. The day is breaking as the newest crew member steps onto the deck. Most of her luggage has been moved into the cabin already, but one last piece remains. Placing the 2 instrument cases down, Barcarola takes a moment to take in her first real steps abroad. Finally. These are, after all, the things I couldn't leave behind. Thankfully, you won't need to lug them around all the time. True. Here, let me take this to your room. You can take a walk around the ship and get used to things. We'll leave at noon, so there's plenty of time. No need to thank me. I'm sure I'll be asking you to teach me some techniques soon enough. Her friend rushes off so quickly she doesn't have a moment to reply. She pushes open the nearest door. The bustling scene before her is unlike anything she has ever seen. The bustling scene before her is unlike anything she has seen before. Music and voices fill the air, drowning out both the wind outside and the rocking of the ship. Warm light streams down from above, reminding her of the light that shone through the church's stained glass windows. It's only now that she realizes she has left that world behind. The church, the workshop, and the bell tower are all in the past now.
There are so many passengers.
I won't have to worry about not having an audience anymore. I'm glad it wasn't all in vain. Those 2 violin cases are quite heavy. Her mother's advice echoes in her ears. Take this violin with you too. There are pieces that only shine when played with the right instrument. Maybe the right piece for it is still out there waiting for you. If you find that piece, you can let me know when you come home to Cremona. Va bene? It's been a long time since you played it. But even so, it makes your papa and I so happy to see how much you love your crackling box. Keep exploring. The best instrument will be the one that suits you the best. What was once the proud declaration has now become a tender form of What was now a proud declaration has now become a tender form of encouragement. She repeats the words she shared at the time of her exam.
Good luck, Stellina.
Let's say goodbye now, Mama. The ship is about to set sail. My child, I'm going to miss you. Let me hold you one more time, my child.
Mama.
Don't be like that. I'll be back before you know it. The free breeze is scheduled to embark at noon. All those departing brothers exchange their final goodbyes.
Mamma mia!
I forgot to give them a hug. And I didn't say goodbye to Maestro Battista either. I haven't even seen him since the exam. And there's still so many sounds left in Cremona. Suddenly, all those unrecorded sounds grew unbearably loud, like rolling thunder in a storm. The noise rushes over her, leaving her feeling suffocated and alone. Farewells can feel so cold, but iron and rain, the violin string, drawn taut and silent.
No, this can't be happening.
In a panic, she turns around and dashes out through the door. I know people don't like the way they write things, but sometimes I like it. It's just, I don't know. I don't really like Nana's patch at all, to be honest. It's the mid, it's very but I like this one. Farewell, Cremona. Mama, me and you. There's still time. She steps over the threshold, walks out onto the deck, and descends the gangplank. Turning back, she gazes at the place she is leaving behind. We sit in a dark corner. Take another good look at this city. Its crowded squares and its ancient alleys, also full of music. Its gentle breeze before dawn, its heartbeat resonating in the air, pulsing with the crowd. Mama, Papa, There's this rotting on my windowsill. I wish I could share with you the story of a bird returning to its root. The hostess sits at the table and turns on a machine. The tape begins to play, faithfully recounting all it has recorded. This is your Stelina's farewell message.
I know I won't be gone for long, but I already feel homesick. Papa and Mama are busy at work, and it's really not my style to express these sentiments. So, I'll let this cassette tape, one of the greatest inventions in history, do the talking.
Like a quiet, drawn-out melody.
The sounds from within and outside of Cremona are all recorded on it. You can listen to them when you have the time. I love you.
Oh, man. Like a soft and endless melody, like my dearest oldest friend. The old town seems so empty in the early dawn. All is silent and still. When it is so silent, the clatter of cobblestones ring out especially loud. Not far now. There's 2 more alleys to go. For a brief moment, she wishes she could take back every decision she'd made up until this point. But time moved that distant, sunny afternoon. The first time she tried mixing varnish for a violin, she used it to paint a wooden cabinet. Back to her childhood, when no road led forward. Like a wary bird returning to its nest, just as life's journey now beckons me onward. Her pace leaves her breathless. Or perhaps it is the thought of arriving at her destination that makes her hesitate. Is this yet another choice she will ultimately abandon? Will she really turn her back on the free breeze? The ship doesn't leave until noon. I can still go back, pack, and explain everything to the captain and my friends.
There's still time.
If I'm quick, I'll be home in time for breakfast. Homemade jam and sausages. Fresh bread with golden crust. She dabs her tear-filled eyes with her sleeve. The morning light passes over her, but she still can't bring herself to make a choice. My place isn't here in Cremona. I must journey to the vast unknown. Even in the dawn, the piazza is as lively as ever, each corner claimed by merchants, visitors, and townsfolk. Same as it ever was, it's just another day.
Cremona.
The same old street musicians all still here, playing the same old songs. She moves closer, unable to resist, and one of the girls recognizes her. The genius violinist with her head in the clouds. Where are you off to now? Not a performance? Or are you working on something with your father?
Care to play a song?
Come on, it's been ages. The girl affectionately drapes her arm over Barcarolla's shoulders and hands her the violin. She leans in and lowers her voice.
Lend me a hand, will you? For old time's sake.
Use your name to back me up here. Remember all the times we played together when we were kids? Look how busy the street is. It's the perfect time to pull in a crowd. Hey, isn't that one of the Stradivaris? She's come down here just to play for us. With all the commotion, many eyes had been drawn their way. But that famous name being roared aloud is enough to spur them into motion, gathering around. I'll play just one piece. But I'm kind of busy right now, so for bene, I'll get started. Oh my god! Okay, time to rest my voice as well. I missed a couple because I'm using tablet and it's so far away from my hand. I can't really go that fast. The plot is exactly as she anticipated. Lucky me, I've been in Cremona for days now, but this is the first time I've seen a show like this. Too right, Signore, too right. And why not take this chance to pick up an instrument just as amazing as hers? Maybe your own darling child will grow up to be a gifted violinist.
Oh.
Really? You know, I've always hoped something would catch the little one's attention. No one mentions the music, no one praises the melody, not a single note of it. Oh my... She was gonna go say bye to her parents, but because of this, she's gonna just... Nah, this is not for me. Oh god, that's so heartbreaking, because... Oh... Because the storm will come, right? So, oh god. All they do is babble on about the violin she's holding. They try to guess what kind of wood was used, how it was crafted, and which luthier's name is etched into the sound box. Here you go. It's been a while since we hung out. What with classes and practice keeping me busy all the time. What's with this all of a sudden?
Thanks.
You're not the only one at fault here. I mean, I haven't come knocking for you either recently. To tell the truth, I felt kind of embarrassed. The family's so famous, so I was always worried I might be disturbing you. But then I heard you were planning to leave Cremona to join a cruise ship. Now that really took me by surprise. Anyways, I'm glad you're still here. It was Stradivari. You couldn't possibly go off and do something so ridiculous. She gives Barcarola's shoulder a relief pat. The girl's delicate shoulder trembles under the weight of each pat.
Come on.
It's alright, we all do stupid things sometimes, don't we? Oh no!
The past is the past, my dear friend.
Yeah, that's all over now.
Addio.
I'll see you later. She walks toward the alley. She retraces her steps across the ground, passing the stone steps where she briefly stopped. She finds a quiet spot and lowers herself to the ground. The monotony.
It's unbearable.
I fear the coming daylight might just keep me here. Life's journey offers me poetry and song. Yeesh. I didn't miss. Oh yeah, I missed. Oh man. Such a serene evening. The concert is almost over. The young woman on the stage releases the final notes from a crackling box, allowing them to flutter in the air. Oh, please. But just as the audience stands ready to head back to their cabins, she unfolds a piece of paper she had earlier tucked away. The last song of the evening. For a traveler who shares my homeland. Please everyone, hold on just a moment. She gently places the crackling box down, then walks briskly toward the stage's edge. So at the beginning of the chapter, I thought that the guy who requests the song to be played for him is the captain, but it's not. It's just a cat. It's like going back and forth. It's like present, 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 and present, and then to the past. Still waiting there hands her a violin. A violin?
Could it be that she's from Cremona?
Could this be a creation from Cremona's famous bottega? Why don't you listen with your own ears and see if you can tell? Your kind of expertise is no wonder that you recognize it. Whispers ripple through the crowd below. The audience directs their attention to the young musician standing at the center of the stage. What piece is most fitting for this violin? It's so pretty. It should be a song often heard in her homeland, one performed by musicians on the side of the street. Flowing like a small boat drifting downstream, a memory of peace and serenity. Home. Upon hearing this word, the first thing to enter her mind is this melody. As this is to be the farewell song for the evening, the crew positions themselves as they exit, ready to usher the guests away. All applause and praise are hushed, not a single soul present daring to disturb the melody or drown out the note. This is the song, the first Neapolitan song ever translated into Italian. I've heard it often as a child. Oh, I didn't know that. At the time, I never thought of it as something so wondrous. But now, so many years away from my hometown, I've never heard it performed like this. So you might say you are satisfied with this performance, see? Be sure to recommend the free breeze. Be sure to recommend the free breeze to all your friends and family. Naturally, I'll tell everyone I know about this ship and its talented musicians. I think I'll stay a bit longer before going back to my room. I don't want to miss a single note. I'll stay until the very last note. It's time for me to go and practice. The whole orchestra will be rehearsing tomorrow. When Barcarola wakes up in the morning, we can rehearse again. The two crew members step through the door, one after the other. The deck is nearly empty, with only a few travelers remaining to enjoy the night air. Didn't you say you were leaving the band this week to go back to your hometown? Have you mentioned it to the captain and the others yet?
I'm postponing my vacation.
Why do you sound like Miss Grace? For a moment there. The captain shared something with me. He wants someone to take over the ship, and our new course has already been decided.
Wherever the ship takes me.
I'm happy to go. I wonder if our new destination will have an indecent tavern. Perhaps not, since it is quite a small island. But I've heard that the people on the island have a special custom of wearing shells. Maybe we'll have a chance to drink from one.
Or something like...
She hears a faint noise through the door and signals for her companion to be quiet. Sea breeze almost sweeps the gentle melody away.
In fra le tende bandir la cena.
Inside the tents, putting aside supper.
In una sera così serena.
In such a quiet evening.
In una sera così serena.
In such a quiet evening.
Chi non dimanda, chi non desia.
I think this one you can sing, right? Because it's almost the same. Who wouldn't demand, who wouldn't desire?
Santa Lucia, Santa Lucia.
The Bottega hostess listens to the entire song and rewinds the tape to the start. Cremona is seldom this silent. Where's her ship headed, and when will her next letter home arrive? All she can do is wish her start. All she can do is wish her. All she can do is wish her child well.
Sul mare luccica l'astro d'argento, placide l'onda, prospero il vento. Venite l'agile bacchetta mia, Santa Lucia, Santa Lucia.
I'm gonna miss this patch so much. I'm gonna miss this patch so much. The crackling box is now available. Before we start, let's learn how to use the crackling box. Our performance can be recorded here in the form of tracks. Once recording begins, experiment with the buttons on the right to create your own music. You can tap here to turn on accompaniment tracks for inspiration. This accompaniment tracks will not be included in your actual recording. If you ever need a refresher on how to play, tap here. Now have fun and let new music come to life. Bro, I can't. Drums mid-range travel. Fuck. I guess we can play the short one, I think. Clarinet, the cello, marimba. Huh? Wait, let me see. Okay. What was it again? Nice. No, it's too high. Can I just use one, or can I just use delete? I guess can I just like record like 1 second? I think we can, right? Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, we did. We completed everything. Ooh, we completed Beyond the Coastline. How long have I been streaming? Oh, 1 hour. Oh. Okay, then I think we can take a break to do From the Depths of Space. Because like I said, I'm trying to cram every single thing. So yeah, let me take a break to get some water, and then we can continue doing From the Depths of Space. So I'll be right back. Okay, we're gonna continue. I'm thinking. So okay, the next time I'll stream is probably when Anecdotes release. Yeah, will be when the Anecdote releases, which is in today, and when the Nukuteao Building Paradise is released. But because these two I can just auto, this one I don't know. But let's do this then. From the depths of space. I don't know what this is, but it looks like a puzzle. Humanitarian management. I genuinely thought that it was gonna be just a puzzle game, but it's reading a game. So I'm like, did I regret it? I think a little bit. The alarm indicators on various monitoring devices flash steadily. On the hospital bed, the rescued individual's breathing maintains a steady rhythm. He's still lost in a deep sleep.
Is he still in danger?
Not for now. Adler's vitals have stabilized. It's a miracle. I've never heard of anyone surviving a fall from the 6th floor of a building. He didn't fall 6 floors. The railings in the Laplace corridor stopped him. The investigators is meticulous. She won't allow such an exaggerated claim to be thrown out without rebuttal. What he did do is consume expired food and an excessive amount of alcohol, resulting in simultaneous food and alcohol poisoning. What? Whether in mind or body, humans seem far too fragile in the face of the storm. He stops himself from speaking further, realizing a little too late how inappropriate his comment is.
You weren't wrong.
Fortunately, the patient's sister agrees. I've had him quit drinking, but I can't say how long it will take for him to accept the new reality. I'll let him know he came by when he wakes up.
Would you also let him know why I came by?
He proceeds to formally state the purpose of his visit. The LSCC has a backlog of encrypted internal research data, and most of the personnel who originally held the passwords and biometric verification information have already been reversed. Madame Lucy is gathering capable researchers to work on decrypting the files, and I came to confirm whether Adler will be fit for the task in his current condition.
No.
I'm afraid he's not fit to return to work at the moment. He still needs time to recover. Madam Hoffman. I'll try to persuade him to join the cryptography team once he's recovered, but I'm just his sister. He doesn't exactly listen to me all the time. Don't all siblings do that? Thank you for providing me with this information. Ulrich carefully crosses off an item from his to-do list.
As you wish. I'll give you some privacy, Miss Hoffman.
Go ahead. Ulrich quickly leaves the ward. The cryptography team's newest assistant meets Ulrich in the corridor and hands a printed document to him. Oh! This girl is so sad because she got reversed. She didn't, yeah. She just perished. Here is the monthly important file cryptography report. Thank you, Dora. Also, he slips another list from the folder and thrusts it at her. I found some new encrypted files in Owen's office yesterday. Some of them have already been added to this week's to-do list. Let's sync this out with the other members of the cryptography team on your way back. Oh my. Disbelief well stopped behind her goggles, but like an arrow to armor, her feelings deflect straight off the cryptography's lead helmet. I must remind you, Lead, that the team is already at their maximum workload. I've accounted for the additional work hours required from each member. That amounts to no more than 80 minutes per person per day.
Sir, this workload has begun to seriously interfere with our time off.
I won't be able to attend my weekly cleanup for mental clarity session. Not this again. You have a PhD and 2 master's degree. You shouldn't be wasting your time cleaning windows. A flurry of rebuttals swirls in Dora's mind, but she knows that such thing can be solved through direct communication.
I'm afraid I must bring this issue up with Madame Lucy.
You're overreacting, Dora. I stand by my rights. Worker strike! Ulrich feels a sharp, painful electric current course through him. Fine, I'll report on the team's workload to Madame Lucy right away and submit a complaint on your behalf. This guy is so silly. Thank you, Lead. Please, I was laughing. Finding no issue with having the subject of a complaint delivered for her, Dora leaves feeling relief. Despite Ulrich's unrest, the work report must be carried out in an orderly manner. In summary, the progress on processing the remaining encrypted data has reached 1, 2, 3. I'm tired. 103.15% this month, slightly exceeding expectations.
I am pleased.
It is perfectly in line with theoretical projections. For a machine in line with theoretical projections is high praise indeed. Any other news to report? Ulrich lets out a heavy, windless sigh. Yeah, windless. There is one thing. The cryptography team assistant Dora has filed a complaint against me. She believes the current work arrangements greatly exceed reasonable standards. Lucy nods. The complaint is justified. The cryptography team has been operating beyond humanitarian management standards for some time. Ulrich momentarily struggles to grasp such a term. Humanitarian management? Your confusion is understandable. This is, in fact, the first time I am putting this concept into practice. Based on my analysis of the operating procedures and current human resource situation at Laplace, I plan to implement a humanitarian management model. How should I understand the strategies of this new model? Perhaps an example would better illustrate it. For instance, would you like to apply for an extended leave from headquarters, Ulrich? What? The abruptness of this question leaves him dumbfounded. I'm sorry, I don't understand what you mean. It's quite difficult to conduct a conversation on humanitarian management between two parties, neither of which are humans to begin with. Returning to the complaint, Aside from the one you submitted yourself, I have received 27 similar complaints in the last week. Many of the letters came from your team members and they all share a similar theme. The cryptography lead has failed to adequately The cryptography lead has failed to adequately consider the physiological needs of his organic colleague. Almost 30 complaints in 1 week. Ulrich anxiously ponders his response. I can reduce the working hours of my organic colleagues, but I can't adjust everyone's schedule to match the slowest member. Organic colleagues, they say. I recommend ensuring everyone gets the 8 hours of sleep necessary to maintain good health. This does not mean, however, that the remaining 16 hours should all be used for work. I'll revise the work schedule according to your recommendations, Madam Lucy. The slit in Lucy's face flashes in approval. Now, on the matter of leave, I believe a proper and sufficient vacation will help you and your team relieve yourselves of excessive stress. You must understand this is a critical element in implementing humanitarian management. But what about the rest of the encrypted files? You have successfully built a team capable of handling routine cryptography tasks independently. That deserves recognition, Albrecht. It raises one last concern. The next storm could occur at any moment. The next storm could occur at any time. Locations outside headquarters are unsafe. Your concern has been fully noted and considered. I can recommend a safe location for you. The LFCC's Test branch. According to our records, the geographical location of this branch has granted it the same immunity to the storm as headquarters. Not long ago, Ludwig assumed leadership there at my suggestion. He mentioned that a set of facilities has been established specifically as a safe retreat for the recuperation of staff members. A familiar name. Ludwig, so he was transferred all the way to Plestet. I don't know how to say that, to be honest. Plestet wasn't he? Plestet, was he? The decision to send you there has been made in consideration of mutual interest. I'm sure he will understand. Yes, Madam Lucy. The weekend finally surrenders under the banner of humanitarian management.
Fine, I'm taking a break.
Very well.
This will be a solid first step in the implementation of humanitarian management. Satisfied with her successful persuasion, Lucy continues. Good news, I have reviewed your work's hour record and your accumulated vacation time has exceeded 999 days. In fact, the actual number may be greater, as early spreadsheets only allowed for a 3-digit maximum. Until then, I will leave it to you to decide when you return. Enjoy your vacation, alright? 999 days. Bro can just take 2 years off and still have some time. Oh, there's no puzzle? There is. New friend has puzzle, unwanted noise has puzzle, humanitarian approach has puzzle, ergodicity has puzzle. Oh, at least we got this though. Thing. That's good. A new friend. Part 1. Thanks to the jet engines and Bernoulli's principle, the distant journey doesn't take long to cover. The The Pacific branch bears a striking resemblance to headquarters, a result of the rigorous standardization of the branch design guidelines set out by the place. Ulrich almost feels like he's in a dream. This place looks almost identical to headquarters. His admiration piques the host's interest. Yes, but unlike headquarters, we have more spaces, less work, and lower outdoor temperatures. It's a perfect holiday spot. Well, we met Dora. Who are you? My guy. Do you have a name?
Welcome to Pleset's Retreat Center, Ulrich.
Come, let me show you around the facilities. Actually, I need a lab to store my data. The receptionist lets out a stifled hum as he tries to grasp his word. Data? Do you mean you brought work here? Aren't you on holiday? I have to do something while I'm here. It is clear that he is already regretting this holiday. That won't do. Holidays are for disconnecting from work, not taking on new projects. You have to understand that people work to live, not the other way around. He pats Ulrich's steel frame with unwarranted familiarity.
Play some games, sleep in, maybe have a chat with the others here. If you're lucky, they'll even be willing to hang out with you. That's what people do on a holiday.
Besides, your room hasn't been cleaned yet. This holiday checklist utterly fails to spark Ulrich's interest. I'll clean the room myself. Alright then, follow me, my serious friend. The receptionist leads Ulrich down the corridor and to the door of his room. As the door opened, they are hit with a steady stench. They are hit with a heady stench. Ulrich immediately shuts off his olfactory input channel. Here we are, Ulrich.
It seems like a dumpster exploded in here.
Doesn't the Plastic management protocol include regular cleaning of vacant rooms? Actually, it doesn't. It'll be best if you don't set your expectations too high, Ulrich. This was originally an abandoned administrative facility, remember? After Mr. Ludwig repurposed it to a recovery center, management was deliberately reduced to avoid disturbing the occupants. I can handle the cleaning myself, but I need a high-performance computer that meets laboratory standards.
But you're not on any projects right now, so it's unlikely they'll give you anything close to a high-performance computer during your stay here.
A spark flares from one of Ulrich's circuits. I submit my request regardless of the outcome. With that, his steps determinedly into the garbage dump of a room and starts picking out trash off the floor. His next shopping list: a custom party light microcontroller, a pile of bizarre ergonomic keyboards, broken electronic music synthesizers. All of it should go to the warehouse. And this? Ulrich reaches for a small device on top of the storage cabinet. An alarm fills the room like a panic scream. He literally got scared by this. What's this? Like, I have no idea. Maybe a homemade circuit testing device? No, the craftsmanship is much too precise and the components are custom made. This is clearly a sophisticated instrument, clearly not something that should be left unattended in a pile of junk. Could we check for any transfer records?
Just so you know, Ulrich, with these storms coming back like this, things have been falling by the wayside.
No one knows how many things we've misplaced over the years. How could we possibly trace where something we found in a pile of junk came from? All this work on systems and procedures, yet when you actually need to use the information from any of them, they're totally useless. The receptionist nudges Ulrich gently with his elbow. Don't overthink it, just toss the thing. As if resisting its fate of being discarded into storage, the device blares its alarm once more. What now? Did I trigger a switch? No, wait. It seems to be responding to our conversation, and the first time it sounded was when I accidentally touched it. You don't think... And these ripples on the screen, while I can't decipher their meaning, they may be conveying some sort of message. Could it be? Realizing a critical possibility, Ulrich carefully places the oscilloscope back in its original position.
It's an awakened coming to life all alone in a deserted office. You...
Oh, it's awakened? Oh. Hang on. I saw a mosquito again. Do you guys know how many mosquitoes I killed on Thursday? 3. Bro. That's a lot. To be honest. It turns around only to find that the receptionist is long gone. Fine, I'll handle this myself. Left without assistance, Ulrich faces the dual challenge of social interaction and technical problem solving alone. Straightening both his attire and his bag, he adopts a formal, courteous tone.
Hello?
Man, I love Ulrich. He's so silly. He's so silly. Hang on a bit. Oh. Okay, I'm ready. Don't be nervous, that touch earlier was just an accident. Can you communicate in English? Hello? I don't know what this is. Beep beep. Oh my god, John Tyler, is that you? 48656 48656 C6 C6F. Looks like I need to start studying waveforms. Wait, it seems the signal is not properly connected. I need to guide the signal to the receiver first. Apologies, but I need to make some adjustments for you. But I need to make some adjustments for you. What did I keep saying? 4, it's 2. Apologies, but I need to make some adjustments to you, Mr. or... Alright, there must be components here to help me adjust the signal, like these deflection plates. Various interferences will block off all signal transmissions. Use deflection plates to alter the direction of signal transmissions and guide them to their destination. Drag and drop a component to place it. Tap on the component to change its facing direction. Bro. Okay, I'm gonna take a break because I saw the mosquito. I'm gonna get the bug spray. Be right back. I don't know why, but they bite me on the same spot as yesterday, on Thursday. So it's been very itching. It's been very itchy again. Damn it. Okay, you see. Use components to direct the signal wave to the receiver and activate the device. Activate a few all components and their functions. Aha. Do I deflect like that? Do I deflect like that? You know. Nah, it should be down. Because then down's gonna be easier, I think. Whee! Connected! Success. It gives one last wave to the oscilloscope, only to receive a series of erratic indecipherable waveforms in return. It seems that it has not yet managed to find a way to express flow. Perhaps awakening alone in an abandoned office has caused its language functionality to deteriorate. Probably shouldn't have sprayed that much bug spray, but it was so itchy that I was scared that it was gonna be like another Thursday occurrence, because I thought I saw like one mosquito, but it turns out there was 3 inside my room. Like, the oscilloscope response, or at least seems to. No, I didn't mean to belittle you. The display's waveform flattens into a straight line as the device shuts down completely. I suppose I deserve that. Before Ulrich can sink too deeply into self-pity, the receptionist reappears. Ulrich, stop what you... Oh my god, so itchy. Ulrich, stop what you are doing. Ulrich, stop what you are doing. The welcome party is about to begin. Welcome party? A welcome party. Wait. No. Oh, it's the same. I thought it was a different, this thing was different, but it's not, it's the same. A welcome party. Ulrich is ushered into a laboratory packed with computers. The thick smell of alcohol and an explosion of cheers fill the air.
Let's raise a toast.
A big welcome to our distinguished researcher from headquarters, Ulrich.
Is this really the banquet hall?
Because it's like came from headquarters, right? So it's like the floor and workbenches are laden with smoked fish, slices of red sausage, and unmarked bottles of vodka. all sourced from nearby towns. That's right, it's a reasonable use of public facilities, don't you think? Hardly. What kind of place is this for a party? Any spilled alcohol will corrode and short-circuit the equipment. Yes, but geometrically speaking it is the central point of the facility and it's the closest place to everyone's room. He extends a finger and traces dazzling geometric patterns in the air. We've hosted a number of parties in this facility. Both experience and theory confirm that this lab is the most popular location. Ah. No, my old man oil is gone. My old man oil. The eccentric logic of Laplace scientists explain. The eccentric logic of Laplace's scientists expands even to this remote branch near the Arctic Circle. I don't think this is a math problem, it's a systemic issue. Dining in the lab should be strictly prohibited. The equipment we have left is already dwindling, we can't afford to lose any more. Don't be such a buzzkill, alright? This is your welcome party.
That's right.
We always welcome the newcomers. I'm Dimitri, that's Alexander, and over there is Elena. Oh, and there's Ivan too, but he hasn't shown up yet. No use waiting for him, let's have a drink. He holds out a glass of vodka spiked with chili peppers. What? Come on, friend. Ulrich shuts off his olfactory. I still don't know how to say that. Ulrich shuts off his olfactory function. No, I refuse to drink alcohol. Don't you have anything non-alcoholic? This question is met with a burst of laughter akin to the howling winds of Siberia. Dimitri gives Ulrich an overly enthusiastic pat on the tank. Only vodka can help people forget their troubles, my friend. Give it a try, it might work for you too. Dimitri raises his glass, leading the group in another round, but Ulrich still doesn't touch the glass in front of him. I never asked for a welcome party. Were these supplies purchased with the LSCC's budget? Dimitri answers his question without hesitation. To branch leader Ludwig, in order to host team leader, our alcohol input have been purchased as follows. Please approve for reimbursement. That's it.
It all reeks of corruption!
The LSCC's funds should go towards researching the storm, not unnecessary indulgences. The party comes to an abrupt halt. What? This isn't unnecessary at all. It better just be a bad joke. His eyes change color. I'm not joking.
Oh dear.
It's serious?
Here is the case.
You just wanted to lighten your mood. Alright. What a buzzkill. But I can't. A wave of shushing drowns out Ulrich's protest. Even the densest person could feel the shift in this room's mood.
I've had enough.
Enjoy a vodka and smoke fish. I refuse to participate in such a misuse of funds. Ulrich turns toward the door, then the researchers quickly clear a path, their eyes following him as he swiftly exits the room. Ulrich feels as though he's just knocked over a beaker full of liquid and spilled dangerous chemicals all over the floor. Too harmless to him, the mess leaves him irritated. As pacing the snow-covered plain, he aimlessly watches the various black dots scattered in the distance. One of them starts to move closer, slowly taking the shape of a person as it approaches. A distant voice drifts over, carried by the cold wind.
Hey! Ulrich? Is that you?
Is that you, Windsong? First he noticed a long coat, then a head of silver white hair, just like the snow.
Windsong?
Yep. Soon the figure is close enough to engage in conversation. This is an unexpected meeting for them both. Yes, it is me. What brings you to Plesek? I'm on holiday, are you? No, I'm working in a nearby mine. I just come back every now and then to restock supplies. This is a serious oversight. I should have visited you at the mine before I came to the recovery center. Forget about it. There's no need for formalities, alright? Formalities? He clearly didn't intend it that way. What I meant was, if I'd visited you first, you might have warned me about how unpleasant the traditions are here. He gives Ulrich a scrutinizing look, like a scholar studying a ram in a row. Then after a moment's thought, she comes to a conclusion. A sudden chuckle leaves Ulrich baffled. What are you laughing at?
I see. They must have put you through hell with that whole welcome party.
Did you run out on your own, or did they kick you out? She shakes her head in resignation. The answer is the same result either way.
Indeed, couldn't be worse.
We call it a banquet, but it felt more like an excuse to drink to me. Culturally speaking, for this lot, banquets and drinking aren't all that different. Aura isn't swayed by such rhetorical dodging.
But we're Laplace researchers. It's our foremost responsibility to focus on theories, ideas, possibilities, and experimentation. That's where we must focus our time.
But now their minds are filled with nothing but alcohol. They're just trying to relax. That's what vacations are for.
That's not how I see it.
Before coming to Plesek, I read the schedules of some mountain sanatoriums. They included activities like resting, gentle walks, and book discussions. Not one of them recommended consuming alcohol or high-sodium foods. Endless indulgence and escapism have no one. She remained silent for a moment, long enough for the cold wind to suppress Ulrich's internal irritation.
Yes.
You're right, giving up isn't the way to face disaster. But it isn't endless, as you say. It's not necessarily a bad thing to indulge yourself every once in a while. Ulrich can't grasp how removing the word endless would significantly improve the implications of indulgence and escapism. I know some of the people vacationing here. Most of them were either top students at prestigious institutions or outstanding professionals in their field. In the past, they buried themselves in libraries and labs, living disciplined lives in pursuit of academia. But the storm turned them into lost souls, unable to hold onto their beliefs or face the new reality.
A complete breakdown of order may be just what they need to vent their fears. Then perhaps they will be ready to stand tall once more.
I'm not convinced. Does this psychological therapy method have a solid theoretical foundation? Winsong shrugged. I guess it's more of an empirical approach. It doesn't deteriorate the diligence, rationality, and sense of responsibility of researchers. In fact, they usually come back with a vengeance. But personal experience is unreliable. There's no guarantee this method will produce results. Winsong lets off the soft, bitter laugh.
We won't always get the results we hope for. Yet, proving a theory wrong can be just as important as proving one right.
Yep. Her gaze shifts past Ulrich's shoulder to the building behind him. So are you going back, or are you going to stay out of here in the cold? Go on ahead. I prefer to stay here until all this nonsense finish. I like it that they do unknown on everything, and then you go to claim this thing. They actually wrote this thing away. Unwanted noise. Unwanted noise. Nightfall comes early. Winsong already left about an hour ago. The welcome party should be over by now. You underestimate them. Before the cool air can stiffen his joints, Auric heads back inside. The banquet venue lies directly on Auric's path to the office, forcing him to pass by the geometric center point. The raucous noise from behind the closed doors suggests the party is still at its peak. Evidently, the guest's excitement doesn't hinge on the presence of the party guests of honor. Endless nonsense. He quickens his pace. The room is still a mess, and Auric isn't about to start cleaning it now. The oscilloscope remains in its original place. Alright, now we've got time to talk. Can you turn yourself on? Despite its connection to a power source, the oscilloscope remains unresponsive. Auric has no choice but to turn it on himself. The power switch wouldn't be placed among all these tiny buttons. Let's roll out this section. And it probably isn't on the front panel, so carefully feeling along the back of the machine, he finally finds the toggle switch. Pass. Interesting, the output is a little different this time. I should probably summarize some of the recurring waveforms, otherwise they'll just be gibberish to me. We'll let the carbuncle in here. Oh, this is going to be fun. Catch it, everyone. Quick, get it. What's to catch it? Get this string of sausages. Damn it, who's running around in the corridor? Back to summarizing. It's not hard, but some of these signals are too weak for my liking. Fortunately, I borrowed a few signal amplifiers from the engineering team ahead of time. Let's put them to use. When there are multiple receivers, all devices must be activated to obtain information. When there are multiple receivers, why is it like repeating? Signal amplifiers can boost signal waves and split them into two separate waves. Use deflection plates to direct the signal waves to the amplifier's input and see it in action. Okay. Can I move you? No, I can't. Actually, If bro, I'm probably dumb. Okay, let me think. Festive time with friends plenty. We talk of friendship and days gone by. This is insane. Our train of thought is utterly derailed.
That's enough.
Everyone raise your glasses. Clearly no amount of shouting from the other side of the door will stop these partiers.
Stop it already!
By the time Ulrich has stepped into the corridor, all but one of the partiers have already disappeared. Ulrich, I thought you weren't coming back. Come join us. We're watching critters. The little tides seem to have vanished. I need a better vantage point. Dimitri straggles over to the corridor railing and leans most of his body over the edge. Ulrich lunges forward, grabbing his shirt and yanking him back. Ow. Yeah, see his goggles changes color. So it was yellow, pink, and then this red. What was that for? Oh, my carbuncle, my sausages. Damn you, Ulrich. It's all your fault. For fuck's sake, I saved your life, you drunken idiot. Well, I didn't ask you to save me. Even Ulrich could tell that Dimitri was mocking his tone from the welcome party. Unbelievable. This is a research facility, not your tavern. The next storm could strike at any moment, and here you are wasting away the time drinking. What a great world-changing research are you working on, Ulrich? Oh god, why is it white now?
Lead us, O brave Emperor Ulrich, my liege.
Lead us to invent the ultimate machine to weather the storm. Is someone fighting? The commotion in the corridor has caught the attention of a few partiers.
Great!
It would be a waste of this bus without a good fight to watch. It's alright. Oh, this is way more fun than chasing a carbuncle. A growing crowd surrounds Ulrich and Dimitri as their argument continues. Understanding the storm will require extensive theoretical work and many experiments, yes, but it is by no means an unsolvable global disaster. Experiment? What? Like that piece of electronic junk you pick out from the trash? John? What John, Dimitri? Be specific.
An oscilloscope. It was left in the office. And Ulrich thinks it's alive.
The crowd bursts into laughter. You can jump to conclusions. If you want to be a clown so badly, why don't you head over to the circus in Murray and hand them your resume? That's mean, Dimitri. Now that I think about it, your Bubbles' head would look perfect with a big red nose stuck in the middle. Good lord, that's perfect. You guys are bullying him now.
That's right.
And the circus should still be in town. You'd be just in time.
Enough!
His shot cuts through the mockery like a knife. I've attempted to communicate with you in a normal, reasonable way. Now I see that was a huge mistake. Huh?
Just when I thought perhaps my fellow Laplace researchers might be able to take their responsibilities seriously and not behave like imbeciles, you go and prove me wrong. Shut it! The world would be better off if the storm took you all!
Are you serious, Ulrich? Ulrich says nothing, turns around and locks himself in his room. Did I hear that right?
That's too far.
What gives him the right to say that?
Leave him to his tantrums. Let's go.
I mean, you guys are mean to him first.
He'll never be one of us.
You guys do realize he came from the headquarters, right? And he can just, like, you know, report you guys for harassment. Okay, let me take a break first. Need some water. No more idleness. Excuse me? Months pass or is it years? Aside from moving to a larger, cleaner room, Ulrich's time at Plesex hasn't changed much. The long-abandoned oscilloscope has been placed in the new room. It sits next to a lukewarm cup of coffee. He deftly presses a couple of buttons and twists a few knots. What's on your mind today? Ulrich has now mastered the external controls of the oscilloscope. He has never once considered opening the casing to examine the external structure. There's no new information, all I can do is replay historical data. I've already compiled all the recurring patterns from the waveforms. All that's left are a few incomprehensible fragments. I think I'll need a larger sample size if I'm ever to decode them. He picks up a well-worn transcript from the desk, notes from the lecture on linguistics by branch leader Ludwig. Some parts of the lecture seems to point him in the right direction to deciphering the oscilloscope signals, or perhaps they point to somewhere else entirely. Linguistic rules, including grammar and lexical concept mapping patterns, are largely established through social consensus, commonly known as convention. Chaos and randomness are fundamental characteristics of natural language. Likewise, language is inherently narrow and biased. This means that the utility of language is limited by the cognitive level of its user. Patterns and chaos coexist. The oscilloscope's signal patterns match the linguistic traits Ludwig described. Past experiments have also proven that the oscilloscope doesn't react to environmental variables. Memories of his past experiments bubble up in his mind. Memories of carrying the oscilloscope around the facility and enduring the stares of others as if he were an alien, which proved it isn't some kind of monitoring device. No, it's definitely actively transmitting information. But with the current sample variety, I can't verify my hypothesis any further. There's a knock on the door. Hey old friend, are you in there? For a scholar often out in the field, her visit is unusual. Winsong, come in. She steps in and places some cheese and caviar on the desk. Thank you, but I have no use for this. Alright, then I'll give them to someone who does. He promptly takes the gifts back. Any progress with the oscilloscope? Nothing substantial. Are you here to take a break? A flicker of surprise crosses Winsong's eyes. No, the storm is coming. I'm here to take shelter. You should have received the alert by now too. Ulrich seems to take a long moment to process the urgency of this global disaster.
Ah, yes, of course.
I saw it. Hang on. Bro, I thought the bug spray is gonna kill it. I think I didn't spray it enough. I think. It hopefully doesn't bite me anymore. It sinks into a somber mood once again. Hey, alright. Why are you just sitting there in silence? What are you thinking about? In less than 12 hours, the outside world will be reversed. Is there anything else in this era you've left undone? Ulrich remains silent, unsure how to respond. And after the storm, we're planning to end your vacation and return to headquarters? This thing is so noisy. He reaches out to turn off the oscilloscope, but Winsong stops him. Leave it on. It'll be too quiet here without it. I've had to wrap up my expeditions in the Arctic Circle. After this storm passes, I'll head back to headquarters. I need to organize the data I've collected and give a ley lines lecture there. If you're planning to leave, we could head there together. I haven't decided yet. Perhaps I've grown accustomed to this undisturbed life. The peace and quiet help me reflect on the era and the storm.
Peace and quiet? You didn't even realize the next storm was already on its way.
Winsong lets out a playful whistle.
Not looking too good, my friend. Your long vacation has taken its toll on you.
You should return to headquarters, do some real work, and get back into shape. And don't forget to bring some reunion gifts for your team members. I think his team members are like happy that he's not around because they are like, no more overworking. You agree with me, don't you, little guy? Surprisingly, the oscilloscope responds even more emphatically to her words. Well, what? Auric buries his head in the display, the little ball of ferrofluid trembling with the frequency of the signals. This frequency, it isn't right. He grabs his notes from the desk and quickly scans his record. February's records, no October's. Here it is, but it doesn't match at all. Winsong reflexively pulls out a pencil and a notebook, only to realize she has nothing to write down. Did you find something? The amplitude of all the signals is increasing. The peaks and troughs of the new waveforms are nearly maxing out the instrument's display. Has the regularity been disrupted? Indeed, the probability of a familiar pattern appearing has dropped significantly. The randomness of the waveforms is rapidly increasing. Could it really be reacting to what we are saying? No. There's no reason you should respond to what we say, and you know I've never believed this thing is an awaken. Even I've almost given up on that hypothesis. That's a relief. Then what exactly is going on right now? Did something change? Storm. The ferrofluid shoots upright, forming an exclamation mark. It's the storm. It's directly affecting it.
Our holiday is over.
Your summer vacation is over. Humanitarian approach. It's an ordinary workday like any other. Dora hums a cheerful tone as she dusts the equipment with a handheld static duster. Without warning, the lab door opens. Dora, what are you doing? A long absent figure appears in the doorway. Auric? He hastily flings the duster to the workbench beside her. I thought you'd know better than to throw things onto the workbench by now. I'm just a little surprised. Fair enough, but still, take care of the equipment. These integrated circuit machines just keep getting more expensive. Ulrich briefly stepped out before returning with a heavy piece of computing equipment. What's this? A gaming console for the team. It comes preloaded with Ping Pong League, Super Spaceman, and Leviathan and the Deep Sea Maze. It can also serve as a versatile development platform. You can design your own games on it. So what's it doing here? The image before her is almost surreal. It's a gift. I bought it for the team. Before Dora can react, Ulrich has turned and left once again. He quickly returns, this time carrying a smaller device, the oscilloscope. He carefully places it on the workbench. I have to admit, taking such a long holiday was an irresponsible act of negligence on my part. No need, I think.
I'd like to apologize for my absence. There's no excuse for spending so much time at the retreat center and neglecting my work here.
But they're happy, Ulrich. It's fine. I've already submitted a request to Madame Lucy. For the next 36 months, I will provide all personal salary and benefit. I knew it, don't tell me. And I'll compensate for the lost caused by my absence by doubling the work hours.
No!
Ulrich seems deaf to Dora's protest, moving straight to the point. He plugs the oscilloscope in and turns it on. From now on, the cryptography team will take on a new long-term task. I require each team member to independently propose a framework for classifying the waveforms from this oscilloscope without discussing it with each other. This secrecy is paramount in covering any blind spots in my method. We haven't been briefed on anything. No need, get to work right away. I'll show you how it's done. That's the long and short of it. Alright. For all of you, identifying the initial pattern should be a simple task. Yes, lead. The real challenge lies in how you deal with the chaotic parts, the ones without any pattern. I'll do my best to understand. It's all down to the team. Once you're all proficient enough, we can expand to a larger scale statistical work. I've identified one set of signals from the previous work, the decryption key. It can control the shielding switch, disabling the shielding device to unlock more pathways for receiving signals. The decryption key is a special decrypting signal. On its own, it cannot activate the receivers. Connect the decryption key to the shielding switch to turn it off. If the shielding switch is off, the shielding device blocking the signals will be disabled. Signals can disrupt each other. An existing signal will take priority when block any new signals that cross into its path. Ah, okay. Place a component here to block off this signal, giving priority to the one on the left. Use the interference component to block other signals and give the key priority, allowing it to extend into the shielding switch. Okay. I understand. Nothing. Wait, I thought I was supposed to block this, right? Okay. Mamma mia, I don't understand. Okay, so I block this. Bro. I'm dumb. The work on the oscilloscope quickly becomes a part of the team's routine daily tasks. Unfortunately, today's research still yields no progress.
Would you like to hear my thoughts on the oscilloscope, sir?
Go ahead. Maybe it really is just a broken machine like most of the equipment we've cleared out and stored in the repair room. But the storm noticeably impacted the readings. That's highly unusual. No, it's actually quite ordinary. Storm interferes with all arcane phenomena. Very arcane technology was involved in building this instrument. Of course, it's connected to the storm. Almost everything is. This answer does little to satisfy Ulrich. So you're saying it isn't unique? Precisely. We need more evidence before we can come to that conclusion. But the uniqueness you suggest isn't supported by any current evidence. Before any rebuttal can come, she continues. The plan is to establish different array systems to correlate changes between information patterns. But this method won't eliminate all errors. We'll be forced to acknowledge the inherent chaos of this system. We could spend immense computational power exploring every possibility for half a century and still end up with nothing. Ulrich's silence suggests he has already considered these issues. We could request more resources to address the problems you mentioned. That will require submitting a dedicated research project application, including a preliminary evaluation of personnel, funding, and equipment. It won't be easy to justify the research value, and we can't just turn the whole cryptography team into an oscilloscope cryptography unit. Where would you find people with the necessary time and expertise to join the project?
Wait!
Even she seems surprised by her sudden bout of inspiration. Not just a person. Dora strides purposefully down the corridor like a deer charging through the forest. Ulrich jogs behind her. She comes to a stop in front of a closed door. Just as she's about to ring the bell, Ulrich intercepts her. A word of warning, Dora. Enigma has been a recluse for years. Any attempts to communicate with him won't end well.
Come on. He deserves a chance just like anyone else.
I dealt with worse characters, you know, those awful old math professors who take pleasure in insulting students. I picked up a few tricks, don't you worry. She takes a few deep breaths to slow her heart racing. When she speaks again, her tone is entirely different. Like someone trying to persuade a child to do something.
What's this? New puzzle games! Want to give it a try, Adler?
She really did that. This is absurd. She coughs before switching to a more formal tone.
We're facing a serious problem that requires your expertise, Mr. Adler. I trust it falls within your responsibilities to assist us with this matter.
The only laugh in the face of such fabrication, Her tone shifts again, this time sounding like a restaurant server.
Mr. Adler, a messy room isn't doing your mental state any good. Let our Clean Up for Mental Clarity group give you a hand.
That one doesn't even have any work-related information. Finally, her tone becomes exasperated.
So what's your brilliant idea then?
We shouldn't focus on how to communicate. No, we should focus on how to complete the task with as little communication as possible. Why don't you organize the materials, open the door, drop the documents on the floor, and leave? Then you can check back later to see if there's any progress. What a convincing solution. Then we are in agreement. Ulrich ignores the sarcasm in her voice, steps forward and rings the bell. At that moment, the door swings open. An unexpected figure stands in the doorway.
Good day, Madam Hoffman. I didn't expect you to be here.
The honor is mine, though I don't believe we've met.
Miss Hoffman.
Long time no see. This is Dora, a research assistant in the cryptography team. A hint of surprise colors Hoffman's face. Alright, so your holiday is over. Yes, I just returned to headquarters. Were you looking for Adler? Dora quickly takes over the conversation. Yes, the cryptography team hopes to enlist his help. Hoffman gives a soft sigh, visibly wary.
I think?
Now is not a good time to approach him. Adler is unwell. Understood. In such a situation, no one would inquire about the specifics of his condition. Does he have a bacterial infection from being in a confined space for so long? It is not a bacterial infection. Dora takes a quick step forward, putting herself between Ulrich and Hoffman. Madam Hoffman, is there anything we can do to help?
Of course.
There's something I've been considering.
Adler's birthday is coming up.
It is? Birthday?
He's turning 28, but I'll be on a field mission to the Flannan Isles on the date.
Oh my god. Marcus! You took away the sister. I'd like someone to deliver a gift to him on my behalf on that day. This seems like a good opportunity for Dora to break the ice with him.
Absolutely, Madam Hoffman. Leave it to us.
It's appreciated. Thank you.
I'll send the gift to you later. Hoffman, satisfied with the arrangement, leaves at once. Looks like we've been handed a good opportunity. Ulrich feels as though a rock has smashed through his tank. He instinctively pats the glass, checking that it's still intact. After all that you've done to your tank, you hit it yourself, you know. What exactly have you agreed to? A not so happy birthday. The door creaks open, stirring up a small cloud of dust. Luckily, this visitor has no need to breathe. But you can smell, right? The office's occupant hides behind a towering stack of papers, paying little attention to the intruder. Visiting hours are over and you don't have an appointment.
Please, get out.
There's no such thing as visiting hours here. But I still have the right to control my private space. But I remind you that, fundamentally, an office is a semi-public space. Treating it as a private property is the result of primal animalistic instincts and a serious violation of regulations. Theoretical physics research requires quiet, not people walking around and shouting at one another. The sound of a scratching pencil comes from behind the papers, as if Enigma were finishing a crossword puzzle. But you haven't submitted a single academic paper of value in 7 years, nor made any other kind of contribution. How long do you intend to indulge in this humanitarian management idleness? You can't even keep the room clean. So you've returned from holiday as sanitation inspector, have you? I'm still the leader of the cryptography team. During my absence and since my return, the team has been running efficiently. The number of internal complaints I've received has significantly decreased. You give your work report to that tin can, not me. Now leave. For the sake of his promise to Hoffman and his responsibilities as a leader, Ulrich is to resist the urge to walk out.
I had no desire to be here, but I gave my word to Miss Hoffman.
Her? I'm here. Dora bursts into the room, 2 cardboard boxes in her arms. She places the boxes on top of the already massive pile of paper. Sorry I'm late.
Great, another one. Welcome. Make yourself at home. What's next? A full orchestra? A clown jumping out and serenading me?
Bro, this... I don't know why, but Enigma and Ulrich are so silly. Not exactly.
Happy 28th birthday, Mr. Adler.
The sound of tearing paper fills the room as a crumpled calendar page is thrown over the stack of paper on the desk. Thanks for the reminder, I'd almost forgotten. As her enthusiasm deflates, he gives a pleading look to Ulrich. He responds with an annoyed shake of his head. Mr. Adler, I brought something for you. Yes, the boxes you so kindly already piled on my desk. One is signed by Greta Hoffman. Who's the other one for? For you, of course. She quickly unwraps it for him. What happened to it? What is this? It's the birthday cake Dora prepared. I assume you haven't so utterly detached yourself from society that you don't understand its significance. She lets out a helpless scream. Who put so many candles on it? It's 28 candles, isn't it? Let's see. 28. Genius. It took a precise calculation to fit 28 can. It took a precise calculation to fit 28 candles perfectly on the cake. Let me tell you. See what I mean? They're both so silly.
This is not happening.
There's no need to worry about your health, Dora. There's no evidence that ingesting paraffin and a small amount of dye causes any illness. Right, what we should be worrying? Right, what we should be worrying about is carbon dioxide poisoning. And that's not the problem, is that
I can't even look at it.
she hurriedly recloses the cake box. Sorry, Mr. Adler, I'll get you a new one. No need, I'll eat this one. Then, considering the fire hazard, let's keep lighting the candles. But we still have to sing the song. I even learned the German version. I understand English, but bro, I've been laughing non-stop. By the way, when will your enthusiasm end? It's a magical song, don't you think? It sounds cheerful in any language. She takes a deep breath.
Zum Geburtstag viel Glück. Zum Geburtstag viel Glück. Zum Geburtstag, lieber Adler. Zum Geburtstag viel Glück.
The final note hangs in the air, people crashing to the ground like a solitary raindrop. Bro, don't be mean. Clap. Silence. All three of them in total silence. From the birth of the universe to the hit death of all things, there has not been and never will be a silence so profound. Was my German off? Enigma glances at the cake on the paper pile. It's the expression resembling someone who has just swallowed a worm.
Is anyone going to tell me what's going on here? Am I the one losing my mind here, or is it you two?
Don't be mean.
This room is chaotic enough as it is. Leave, and don't come back.
The heavy atmosphere seems to have created an unreasonable standoff. All attempts at social interaction have ended in dismal failure, like a well-intentioned ship crashing into an iceberg. No one wants to blow out unlit birthday cakes, candles.
We've done all that we can. Let's go, Dora.
Alright, it's because you didn't clap. You should have clapped. Man, these two guys are so silly. Oh. Ergodicity. I don't even understand what that means. Among the tedium of their daily work, the not-so-happy birthday party is gradually forgotten. The investigators' analysis reports on unknown incantations have been sorted. Dora places a stack of paper forms on the desk and retrieves a floppy disk from her pocket. This disk contains known incantations similar to the ones the investigators reported. We can use it as a reference during our deciphering. Very helpful indeed, Dora. Ulrich takes the report from the top of the pile. Ulrich takes the report from the top of the pile and gives it a quick look over. These incantations seem rather common. I'll process the information as soon as possible. As for the time needed to decode them, I can't give an estimate, as always. We'll take it one step at a time. Ulrich stands in his usual spot by the workbench, a steaming cup of coffee nearby. The oscilloscope lies quietly in the corner of the room. Only the cryptography team knows that this device isn't part of the lab's computing systems. After 8 hours of hard work, Ulrich puts down the paper and hits the save shortcut on the keyboard. Let's call it a day. Ulrich writes a few notes on the pad and sticks it on the base of a... Ulrich writes a few notes on the pad and sticks on the base of the monitor. A long-standing end of day ritual. Dora, who has been quietly waiting nearby, suddenly squats down as if responding to a signal. Impressively, we clocked out on time for 47 consecutive days. It's my duty to prioritize the health of my team members, and of course I need rest too. He plugs the brown noise channel into his neck, and calming music designed for his kind reverberates inside the glass tank. Rejuvenated, Ulrich glances at the oscilloscope in the corner of the room. You can head out for the day. I'm going to reorganize the oscilloscope historical data. It hasn't emitted any new signals since the last storm. We'll just be cycling through the same old data. Maybe there's still something of value to be found though. Of course, I don't expect to find much. You need help? Ulrich unplugged the music cable to ensure he heard her correctly. You want to stay? Yes. I've removed the work on oscilloscope cryptography from the team calendar. It's my personal problem now. No need to spend your time on it.
Go on ahead. I'll stay a little longer.
You won't get any overtime pay. I know, but until you figure out what's going on with that little thing, you'll never be able to rest. For the sake of the whole team, let's just get this personal problem over with, shall we? I'm so sad for her because of the failed incantations. Honestly, this feels more like physical labor than mathematics. The more forms and patterns we organize, the more possibilities arise, and the more options we have to sift through in the end. Most data cryptography involves this kind of process. Just think of it as a little game to relax with after work rather than a physical job. That way, even if we discover this is just an elaborate years-long prank, we won't suffer too much disappointment. As you wish, lad. What did I say, lad? This signal is being interfered by many shielding devices. Let's hope we've got enough key signal transmitters. The letter in the upper left of the icons show the correspondence between shielding devices and their respective features. Yeah. Make good use of the signal amplifier to boost the signals and decrypt the devices. Okay. A and B. Yeah. Should I have done the A first? I mean the B first? No, the signal is still blocked. I can't really tap. These results, like those of the past few years, amount to nothing. But both Ulrich and Dora have grown accustomed to the fruitlessness of this work.
Let's call it a day.
Don't waste any more of our time. See you tomorrow, Lead. Dora packs up her belongings as she prepares to leave. Ulrich pours the remainder of the coffee from the team's shared pot and drinks it, grit and all. They each carry out their usual end-of-day routines, just like any ordinary day. Dora opens the lab door to reveal an unexpected visitor.
Very well.
You are both here. Clearly today is an ordinary day. The alarms blare alongside the whining of machines. Madam Lucy? You are in an emergency situation. Foundation investigator Marcus has sent back information from Vienna about the leader of Menace who dictates immunity to the storm. The entire cryptography team is to focus decoding the incantation, effective immediately. Bro. Oh. Now that we've spent a little bit more time with Dora, I feel so sad for her. I feel so sad for her for what happened to her in Farron's Town, bro. Oh god. Because when we met her in Farron's Town, she's just like, this just another NPC. You just don't get attached to her. But now, Nebular Hypothesis. Hypothesis. I don't know how to say that. Hypothesis.
Look at this.
He's still here.
Oh dear.
Clearly, Ulrich's ability to enact a hunger strike has been severely underestimated. Oh! So this is when Madame Lucy was asked to be on vacation already. Clearly, Ulrich's ability to enact a hunger strike has been severely underestimated, even by his fellow strikers, who have all since given up. I mean, you are an awakened, you can last for like a very long time without food and drink.
Reinstate Madame Lucy! End her suspension!
He periodically voices his demands, only to be met with silence. Again. It's his head clamped between two neodymium magnets or something. Let's go. They shoot Ulrich a brief dismissive glance before hastily leaving. Damn it. 10 minutes have passed, with no new sympathizers joining Ulrich's cause. In the bustling plaza outside the committee building, Ulrich has become the center of a circular no man's land of a few meters in radius. Half an hour later, the morning rush subsides and the square is left mostly empty. Only a few later comers, leisurely clutching their coffees, roll by. Enigma, good to see you. A burst of hurried footsteps echoes through the square, getting louder and louder. The step seems to be coming straight for Ulrich. No use trying to stop me, I won't be swayed by any appeasement tactics. He turns fully prepared for a showdown with the Foundation.
Just get back in there.
Adler?
Who could have expected this? Don't you see Yes, hunger striking. How very clever of you. Who else could possibly think of such a genius idea?
What are you planning on doing? Waiting out here until the whole thing crumbles under its own weight?
I can't leave until I get some results. It would be an outright declaration of the LSCC's political defeat. Enigma grits his teeth in frustration. Defeat? Madame Lucy is gone, and the LSCC is struggling to find a suitable successor. How much more defeated could we be? The power plays are over. There's nothing left for the little people like us to do. If you stand here all year, you'll just become a statue like any other. No one in this great institution will even glance at you. Besides, I'm not handling all the piled-up paperwork for you. That was never my responsibility to begin with. Great, then let entropy take over entropy take over the LSCC. I'm sure it won't take long for the lab to spawn its own Big Bang. My goal isn't to plunge LSCC into chaos. Even doing the tiniest bit of actual work would make that statement more convincing. Like finally figuring out that oscilloscope that you seem to know almost nothing about. Oh? How do you know about the oscilloscope? It's not exactly inconspicuous. In a crucial place for decoding incantations, there's a machine that's utterly useless and no one knows what it's for. Meanwhile, magnetic tape beside it contains years of research notes on the thing. If even you read the research note, before Ulrich can make a case for the invasion of his privacy, a new possibility catches his attention. Enigma picks up a pristine notebook already filled with letters and symbols. Not only did I read them, I added a few notes of my own. I have to say, some of your early hypotheses were laughable. Potential awaken? That was simply raised out of courtesy. Clearly, such considerations are beneath you. Ulrich snatches the notebook from Enigma's hands. Enigma gives no resistance. The writing on the pages is dizzying. This isn't standard mathematical or logical notation. What exactly have you written here? I need better tools to sort out my cryptography process before this little notebook runs out of pages. A glimmer of hope flickers through Ulrich's circuit.
Did you manage to crack those codes?
Enigma is well prepared to deflect such heavy expectations. I'm not some kind of character who shows up at the end of the story to magically fix all the protagonist's problems. But you did. I only managed to uncover one issue. He takes the notebook from Ulrich, flipping to a page marked with red annotations. After the sixth storm, the oscilloscope stopped generating new data. The final segment of information is unlike anything that came before it. I'm surprised how deaf you are to news outside the LSCC. Look here, 1966, almost simultaneously with the oscilloscope signal cut off, an LSCC satellite fell out of the orbit. The fact that the two coincide. What did I say coincide? The fact that the two coincide suggests that this oscilloscope may be a receiver for a satellite signal. I hadn't noticed that coincidence, but we can already rule out that possibility. A receiver wouldn't have repeatedly received signals from the same satellite across multiple storms. How about when the world was in eras before the invention of the satellites? Where did the oscilloscope signals originate from then? Silent smoke tugs at Enigma's lips.
Haven't we only just found a way to survive the storm?
If this is truly a satellite signal receiver, we'll need to use this new perspective to solve the issue. But that's just a hypothesis. Exactly, it's about as valid as your awakened hypothesis, don't you think? Assuming it was built based on the LSCC aerospace engineering standards, its encryption methods should have discernible patterns. We can extract information fragments and cross-reference them with existing encoding standards. Then we can iterate through all possibilities. Perhaps we need to keep existing encoding standards in mind and manually adjust the shielding devices in decrypting sequence to something workable. Appear to function all components and their functions. Sure. Let me think actually. Let me take a breath and think. Because my throat is like dying already. Okay, let's do A first, I guess. I don't even know what I did. Well, all that's well ends well, I guess. The very room itself seems to be holding its breath. The two figures watch in silence, their silhouettes reflected on the main display among the numbers undergoing analysis. A crisp and exhilarating signal.
It's done.
The two of them lean closer to the monitor. The number sequence translated by the new algorithm has passed the verification program. From the first to the last character, every fragment aligns with an existing pattern. In simple terms, we've eliminated the garbled pieces of data from the original signal. The sequence must be decipherable. If it's from a satellite, then what could it be? What kind of data would the satellite transmit back to Earth? Enigma bends down over the keyboard, typing furiously. Have you got an idea? It's not hard to guess. Satellite data would undoubtedly include images. Why? Every space agency desperate for public funding tries to take pictures the moment their satellite gets into orbit. Ah, that's why. Okay. Because clueless bureaucrats and the media can only understand where the money went when they see a colorful picture. So the string of transmitted data must be coded into an image. Enigma hits the final enter key with a dramatic flourish, accidentally triggering the room's light switch in the process.
We've done it.
The CRT monitor works tirelessly, painting a vibrantly oversaturated nebula across its screen.
I never would have expected this.
Even these two rational scholars can't help but marvel at the surreal brilliance of the image.
A photo from space. Then there must be more. Which nebula is that?
No clue. Better to leave that to the astronomers.
Is that Voyager? Is that her? Is that you, Voyager?
But here, see the timestamps?
I'm actually quite surprised that they voiced this part, because they usually don't.
2004? So then the satellite hasn't been affected by the storm.
Yeah, this is interesting. This is like a breakthrough. They were in space.
We only managed to produce the first equilibrium umbrella days ago. Who could have built this satellite?
Could it be that some engineer made it immune to the storm entirely by accident?
That's as unlikely as you starving to death. Or perhaps
it was something on board that protected it. Something naturally immune to the storm, with no need for any input or modifications. Something that would undoubtedly help us decipher the storm itself.
Bro, I like this chapter a lot. Oh my god. I really like it. Okay. I genuinely like it. I really like it. Oh my god. But yeah, we finished this from Depths of Space and we finished Beyond the Coastline. I really enjoyed this chapter a lot, and it's a lot more than 3 States Tropics, to be honest. Like I said, I think, I don't know, maybe, like I said, the previous chapters were so strong, maybe it felt a bit flat on 3 States Tropics. Like, expectations were high, but I really like this chapter. This is so fun. London Downing was pretty fun as well. I like it. I like it. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys on next stream, which is, I think, tomorrow? Or Zenless, at least, because like I said, I need to play catch up. I really do. Let me check. Yeah, we're going to do Zenless tomorrow. Forgot, I think maybe like the whole day. Let me see first. And then Anecdotes is gonna be in 2 days, so whenever they release the Anecdotes and Patutu's story, we're gonna do it. So I think my last stream should be on the Patutu's story, and then PGR is gonna get updated on Friday, so I'm gonna do like the alpha skin poll. I'm very excited about that because it's so cool. It's just so cool. And then on Saturday we're gonna do IDV, because remember what I said about the calendar? The Windows calendar is not working for me right now, so it actually skipped coordinator reminder for me. So we're gonna do IDV on Saturday, and then yeah, I think next stream would be I don't know yet, to be honest, because I need to see whether my internet's like stable enough or not. But yeah, that's all for today, guys. Thanks for watching. See you next stream.